Welcome to Triple Fist Bump, the premier gaming podcast where you can listen to opinions across generations. I'm the Kid Dream, joined by my two co-hosts, Chris.
I'm being a mute.
And Osiris.
Would you like to play a game? Oh, wait, no, not that type of game. A fun game about ripping people off.
Yeah, and making money from it.
And playing cards with death.
And being mute.
I do like how that guy just walks up to you and is like, oh, you're mute. He's like, huh? you can just smile at him like, yeah. Super mute.
Your dude's facial expressions are hilarious.
Oh,
yeah.
They get off a lot of personality. Very.
I also like how it looks like he's struggling to make faces, though. He's like, what face conveys this emotion? Just twists his face.
Yeah, especially when somebody do something weird and you're just like, it looks like you stepping away, kind of. What? I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
So today we're going to talk about Card Shark, or at least the demo. I've been waiting for this game pretty much since it was announced, so it's nice that it actually came out.
That was pretty substantial demo. There's a lot of content in it. Kind of more than I thought. Yeah. You learn
so where do we start? Where do we start with this? Actually, can we start with how they throw just tricks at you over and over again? It's like way too much to process.
Well, okay, well,
I couldn't keep up.
How about this? Let's set the stage, because that's the key of the demo, and I think that's the thing that makes this game great. So let's do a little light setting work, and then we can get to the hilarity it throws you into immediately.
Now, before that, I just want to point out one quick great scene where the lady is like, where was the man that was at the table? And your dude says like, dun, 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 like epic anime music, and then she's like, oh, I have to dock that from your wages. And
the dude is just sad.
Oh. But it was worth it to learn that trick. And tricks.
It wasn't even a trick though. He just learned how to look at someone's hand while he poured wine.
I mean, the rag on the table.
Okay, the rag was cool.
I mean, like, subtly sending out.
I don't know how that part isn't suspicious, but
because you're a waiter, you're just cleaning up dust.
You are a waiter in a French cafe in the 1700s, right before the start of the French Revolution.
I'm pretty sure wiping a perfectly clean table wasn't even unusual then.
Not at all. What's also hilarious is that the guy who teaches you that, the Comte de Saint-Germain, is a real-life historical figure.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, if you actually look at his painting, they did a good job of recreating his face. Like, actually really good. It's kind of hilarious.
Well, they did say the game was based on actual events.
Yeah. You know, like
based on it.
Though I would imagine if it was based on actual events, then how come nobody got arrested for totally murdering that lady?
I mean, you're the one who was accused of it.
Yeah, but it's just nameless, man.
Why do you want to shoot you so hard?
Yeah, the dude wrestled for like 45 seconds, still trying to shoot you. You think he calmed down by then?
No. See, that calm isn't the thing.
No one cheats me.
That's it. No one cheats them. We're in the age of honor.
And then the lady comes and like, what's going on? I want to shoot him.
Right, he shot the lady and just tucked the gun in his pocket and ran.
Yeah, he was the police. What he's gonna do? Arrest himself? Like, no.
You're under arrest.
Honestly, if he would have just did it like that, he probably would have saved himself some trouble.
Yeah, instead of running, if he just arrested you on the spot.
Right, and just like that's...
No one would have known.
But it's probably because the Comte de Saint was there that he's like, yeah, if you're here, yeah.
It's more difficult.
Right, but if it was just this guy, then it would be super easy. But yeah, no, this is the age of honor. Like, you kill people for all types of dumb reasons in this age. I mean, look.
Well, that explains. Since I made the huge mistake of donating to the camp.
Yes, a huge mistake. You should have kept all the money to yourself.
Yep. And then when I went to do a match, I lost and became broke. So you have to go to this town where you do the 3-card Monty, which is the queen trick with people. And first you have to do it with Comte. What did you say his name was?
Comte de Saint.
Comte de Saint. Yeah, you have to do that with him to lower people's suspicion. And then when someone walks up to do it, you can cheat. You can cheat it and get them to lose and get your money, and you get money.
Wow, so that's...
But since people are sore losers, whenever they lose, they get like their suspicion just skyrockets.
I got the honor of seeing Dream just get stabbed by a dude that lost.
He just got stabbed?
Yeah, he did. He didn't have any reason to suspect other than him losing. He just was like, "Oh, I lost. You must be cheating." And then he just gets up and stabs your dude in the chest. And you just die while he runs away.
And then I appear in this weird cave with a very long table and these chairs. I didn't know who owned the cave, so I of course sat in the garbage stool. And then death shows up. Literal death.
All right.
And she just like, "Oh, you're dead. I'm death." And then you're like, "What?" Like, actually, like, what? Just speak. And then you're like, "Wait, how can I speak?" And then death is just like, "I will this world. You can speak if I want you to." And then she, like, mutes you. And there's like, "See?"
Wow. And the character's like, "Yeah, this is better. I like not being able to speak."
Now she unmutes. Yeah, she unmutes you again, but then she says she'll let you live in exchange for your time and entertainment. If you win this card game, she'll let you go. And I lost the card game initially, so she was like, "I die." You were like, "Wait, I gave you time." And then Death is like, "Well, it was entertaining to, like, destroy you. So, yeah, you can go."
Wait, so you lost and you still got out?
Yeah, because Death is actually... I eventually died so many times that Death just started kicking me out of the underworld.
What?
Just like... Yeah, I eventually just started dying so much that Death just kicked me out of the underworld. She was like, "Don't come back. Stop dying."
What happens when you die of old age? Will she just be like, "Stop," and kick you out again?
No, I literally can't. My heart's too old.
You just get another 10 years for free.
Just another 10 years. Or she just gives you infinite youth. Wait a minute, but then that means...
It's funny, because the third time when she just kicks you out, she's like, "Bruh, I run a company off of dead people, and I don't see people this much. Just stop." I run a company about dead people, and they don't show up this much. Go, man.
Stop dying.
Why are you dying?
Eventually, I finally didn't die, which was nice.
Alright, so the game starts very simply. You learn your first few tricks. I know you didn't die at the gypsy place. That's impossible, right?
What's the gypsy place?
The people who teach you all the tricks.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't die there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, the magician and the other guy off to the side.
who was awesome. Oh, no, I didn't die there. I died at the place where I was doing the 3-card Monty. I died while I was trying to get money and tricking people with the 3-card Monty. And he was just like, I lost? You must be cheating. Give me my money back or face the sharp end of my dagger. Yes. Doesn't give you a chance for you to give him his money back. He just stabs you, by the way.
Yeah, so if you go broke in one of those 4 towns they unlock at the beginning, it'll just unlock another town where you can play 3-card Monty. And that's where you can just die.
Wow. Yeah, see, I didn't lose the bets, so I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
But can we talk? How about how nerve-wracking this game is, though? Because when you learn the tricks, there's so much to keep track of initially. You're like, whoa, this is a lot. But then it only increases because when you go into the actual game, actually cheating people, all of a sudden the suspicion gauge is just rising.
Oh, it's constantly rising.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
It's beautiful
because I felt like I couldn't do it the whole time, but it was still I was just barely edging it out.
Well, I think the key to it is that they set you up with the simple tricks like loading the deck and in the camp, and then you go to one of the towns. I think the first one I went to is when you're playing against the guys who know you're cheating.
Oh, I went there second.
Yeah, I went there first. They're like, let's keep seeing that trick of yours. And so, you know how to load the deck. And on the way there, they teach you how to scoop up the cards. Right? And so, immediately, they've already taken a simple trick that you learned, made it more complex on the way to the spot, and then now you have to do both back to back while keeping suspicion down. And to make it even more complex, the shuffling game, all the options they teach you on how to shuffle a deck are all there even if you don't need them.
Yeah.
So the 1-card trick where a person chooses a card and a number and you have to have that card a certain number of spaces beneath the top of the deck.
Right, when you're doing the shuffling, you can set it up like that to make the rest easier.
Absolutely, but you don't have to either, because the next one is you're dealing them out, but it's at the same time you can do that, and it's just what? A lot of games would just say, "Well, this ain't the trick you're doing," so they'll just stop you from being able to have that button. But it's nope, You learned it. It's here. You can use it if you want to. But it might mess
and it applies too.
Yeah,
I can't remember how it worked with the game with those dudes where you were scooping the cards and then could do the in jogging and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I remember it was keeping track of where I put the cards in the deck. I'm like, whoa,
absolutely,
this is really cool.
Yeah, it's I think because you can scoop up the cards, but let's say you accidentally scoop them in a certain way, or the cards are laid on the table in such a way that you can't make sure they get to the cult. Then I think you could theoretically in-jog it in such a way that you can kind of shift the cards in the deck so he'll still get the good cards and win.
Yeah.
Even though the game makes it seem like you messed up because, oh man, I missed them. I gave them all bad cards. Well, you still got that shuffle portion. You still have it and you can still do it. And it was wow. Just that freedom and the tension. Oh, yeah, it's a lot. The game makes you sweat with one analog stick.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and the suspicion rising is just too much for me. I'm like, I got to one where it was the dude was 2 seconds away from just getting up and stabbing me or something. the suspicion was right at the end. And sometimes you have to lose to lower suspicion. You can't win.
Oh yeah, it was one just me pouring the drink. Having to quickly look at the cards before that drink overflows. And then you're just like, oh, okay. I think it was this. And you just have to go with it.
Yeah.
Just that level of commitment was like, wow.
Oh, yeah, there was a good touch with the cards, too, because I liked how if you tried to pour the drink slowly to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to get as much time as possible, the cards showed up slowly, so you couldn't actually just rely on that. But if you poured it quickly, you saw the whole hand at once.
Exactly. But if you do it at once, you have to have the reflexes. You have to have the memory to be able to quickly understand the cards well enough to know what's the high suite, what do I want. It's just...
Yeah.
It's rare that you see that much freedom in such a simple mechanic. Where they give you all the options to succeed and fix mistakes, but also all the options to, like, lose and mess yourself up all at the same time. It's just kind of hilarious. Like, even with 3-card Monty, the fact you have to do this timing game
while also paying attention to where the queen is yourself.
Exactly. Right. You're just like, okay. And you just and then
because I was doing it, but then it got to the point where you had to switch the 2 cards at the end, and I'm like, I don't know which one is the queen.
Right. You're like, oh no, am I going about to switch the 2 opposite cards? And the dude's just like, rrr, and you lose your money. Just like that. I'm like, wow.
Here.
I did it. I also like the whole... I discovered accidentally that sometimes losing on purpose is necessary.
Yeah, because you got to lower suspicion.
Yeah, lowering that suspicion. It's just like, I lost. So, like, winning early games spectacularly, like trying to bet high early, get the buffer, and then lose on lower bets. Like, yeah, managing it's just an extra layer of just game in a game that seems way too smart and well designed for. I know why they're charging $20 for it, I believe, but I'm just like, man, I almost kind of feel like they earned more. You know, like
apparently the game itself isn't very long, so that's probably why.
It's probably but it's doing so much fun stuff though. At least give them 25.
Yeah. And I have it on normal difficulty. When I put it on hard, it's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, hard. I imagine you're really going to have to just be shuffling those cards, like scooping instantly as soon as you see the table. Like,
yeah, when I booted it up, something just told me, like, this is not a game you should put on hard. Start with normal.
Yeah, as soon as hard says, like, yeah, when you die, you die. That's it.
Yeah.
Death ain't got a problem keeping you on that mode. Though it's kind of funny to think that in a game set near the French Revolution, Death actually doesn't want you in the realm. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just so many heads getting lopped off that they're just like...
She can't afford to have some dude who doesn't even belong there showing up.
Right, yeah. So took your mistress. Like, she didn't get right up when she got popped.
Right.
Maybe she just didn't know how to play cards. You know, like, I mean, hey...
She might have just accepted it and walked straight into the underworld instead of sitting at the chair.
If you're willing to play a game with me, like, nope, I'm dead. Like,
finally,
right?
Thank you.
Got this lazy bum that works for me, and these goofs are always cheating in my shop. No one cares. The revolution is how I don't give. It's like, okay, you're dead. All right. Chill.
I also like the idea that the comp chose to have you assist him, because if you chose not to assist him, you couldn't rat him out to anybody.
Exactly. Like, just the most sneaky, just like,
oh, you're a mute. Perfect.
You can't say nothing. You couldn't speak even if you... And then he just lets you get framed for murder. And he's just like, oh, even more reason you got to travel with me now. Like, you have nowhere to go, and you've been accused of murder. Guess you're going to have to just grift me forever. And the fact that people at the camp are just like, oh, so you're the latest one of the Comte's associates, huh? Yeah.
Associates.
Yeah, this man, people tend to have a way of vanishing when he's not around. Yeah, just vanishing. But yeah, no, this game is pretty cool. And I do want to praise the controls a bit, because I think one of the finest little touches they have is that when you are using the analog stick to shuffle, for instance, even though you're just going through the down to shuffle, right to end jog, and then up to kind of just shuffle individual cards in front of your end jog card. It feels so natural that for a split moment while you're playing the game, you get the feel of shuffling a deck.
Yeah. I especially feel that when scooping the cards, because when you scoop them, you don't scoop them by just the way you scoop them doesn't feel natural at first, but it actually is completely natural for a hand, right?
Exactly.
You have to scoop, you have to press in the direction that your hand is going to scoop instead of, the card that you want to grab first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like, I want to get that ace first, and it's just like, well, how?
Ace is in the middle.
Right.
I'm going to be sliding through that direction if I want it to be where it is on the deck. And that was the thing, that took me a few tries before my brain clicked on it when you're in the tutorial. But once it did, and when I was in that next scene, I was flying through it.
You're like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, once you get it, you get it.
Yeah, you get it. It's natural. And it's very hard to. Just good controls in games are already tough, right? Good controls that make you feel like you're doing the thing, even better. Even better. And I did get the sense that if I got a deck of cards and I did it slow enough, I could end jog the card. It. Right. That level of arrogance in my own ability is the sign that the game has done well. That I think I could go and end jog cards and cheat people.
Right. I think I could do the 3-card Monty.
Exactly. Right. Just the thought of that. Which, it's great. It's great. It's great. Just don't, if you're going to do it, just make sure you have somebody watching you don't get stabbed or shot. That's all I'm saying. Just don't. Ladies and gentlemen, just be careful. Don't end jog responsibly. End jog responsibly, please. But yeah, no, that's a dope game. Dope game. Dope experience.
Thanks to the Steam Summer Sale, I picked up a lot of games. One of which was Blazblue Cross Tag Battle.
An Arc System Works game. Which, as you can guess, is great.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe Arxis can't make a bad fighting game. Have they?
No. See, that was a misdirect.
What was that laugh?
Well, that's part of the misdirect, You bring in an ominous, air, and then you misdirect it. You shift it to the side. I mean, technically, they made a average proto MOBA that's actually Guilty Gear 2. Yeah. But it's not a fighting game at all. It's a proto MOBA. Yeah. And it wasn't even bad. It was just average. I was just saying.
Arxis.
It was just a game. But,
Arxis can't make bad.
Hey, man, when you're a small studio like that, you literally can't. You'll die if you make bad.
Your only choice is to be good.
Yeah, this is good. Be good or die. That's about it. They've gotten big enough. Maybe they're out of it, but they're still small. They're still small enough to have problems.
Can you imagine the day Guilty Gear is as popular or more popular than Street Fighter?
Well, if Capcom messes it up any further.
Which it looks like they're about to.
Nah,
Street Fighter 6 looks good, actually.
Street Fighter 6 might be. The only thing they messed up on is a total lack of Sean. But other than that.
Yeah, Sean is just not there. Also weird how they gave him a sister in Street Fighter 5 and then just didn't add him still.
But his art has him dressed to fight.
Yeah, and they have a character model of him in the game.
It's like, how can you have Sakura, who's not even trained by Ryu? She just watched him on TV and learned all his moves. And not have Sean, who Ken literally trained. Ken trained him. Straight up. Sakura taught herself watching TV. Ken trained this man. You at least think he'd get one game.
Nah. No more Sean game. Luke is Sean now. You just have to accept it.
You shortened my lifespan with that.
Accept his goblin smile. I just hate his smile. Actually, I just don't like his face. In general,
I don't like anything about Luke, but his fighting style is actually okay, which makes me hate him more because I'm like, you could have gave it to a cool looking character. Like jabbing fireballs at people was funny, but it's kind of like a Mike Guy thing. He's like air punching fireballs.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just like,
hey, but Ed already did that.
I mean, yeah, but Ed does it. He tries to be like finessey with it.
But Ed is supposed to be the main character.
No, he's not. Sean is supposed to be the main character. Whatever.
I don't even like Ed like that, but that's how they set him up. They're like, Ed is the new main character. Now he's just not.
Yeah, the only thing cool about Ed is that Balrog is dead.
That's cool enough.
Yeah, but you got Balrog already.
True.
Eminem references, though? His palms are sweating?
Yeah, Mom Spaghetti, we got it.
Where you can just skip.
You always just skip to Miles Spaghetti.
Yeah, you do.
Some Miles Spaghetti. Tell us about the Blazblue Cross Battle. Choose your waifu simulator.
Might I say, waifus suck.
But you still chose them.
Oh, okay. Can you play that game without choosing a waifu?
You cannot. You literally cannot.
Blazblue waifus aren't nearly as sucky as usual.
Just play Neo.
Some are even cool. No, Neo is not cool.
What?
Look, there's Rachel. There's Ruby.
Okay, there's Rachel. There's Ruby. Actually, I think Ruby is kind of low on the list, but I like Ruby.
I got a soft spot for Heart from playing back in the day. Got a soft spot. There's
a lot of characters I haven't looked at yet. And then there are just the plain, dumb, incredible characters, like the Blitz Tank.
And Hoodie Cat.
And Teddy.
And there's just a dude inside Teddy. Have you seen him win? Like a dude just steps out of Teddy. I didn't really
play Persona 4.
Well, yeah, of course. If you play Persona 4, you would know. It was so random seeing him win, and then a dude just popped out of the costume.
Yeah, he got like a rose on his lapel.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm a man. Well, back in the suit. No, the story of Teddy is actually quite horrifying.
Really?
Yeah, Teddy is very weird. Goes through an existential crisis and everything. It gets quite insane.
Is he the Morgana of that game?
Morgana wishes they could be Teddy.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying Morgana is good, but is Morgana supposed to fill the same role that Teddy did?
Yeah, but worse, because Teddy was just the mascot that had fun and gave bear puns, but it was also like incredibly dark in their backstory. Whereas Morgana just tells you when to go to bed. And it's fake dark in their storyline.
The memes, though.
Yeah, Morgana definitely had more
the
memes.
Sothis hair memes.
Morgana definitely had more memes.
Joker, it's time to go to bed. Oh, I'm going to go get a beef bowl. You don't really like beef bowls, do you? What?
It's just like, dude,
I can't,
really? Like, I had a life
I
before
can't
you
eat
existed.
a beef bowl.
Why would you think?
Yeah, he just tells you that you don't like beef bowls. And you just have to accept it.
Like, what?
You're not really a beef bowl sort of guy, are you? I could be.
Yeah, like what is that really saying about, like, is that bad in Japan if you eat a beef bowl? Like, is there like some social commentary we're missing here?
I mean, you're apparently only the second employee at that entire beef bowl place.
I still haven't met the other dude that works there.
Oh, that's insane.
That's just because I started working in the bar, which is just better.
Yeah, the bar is better in every way. Every single way possible. You also get way more social stats from talking to the drunks. And the person who runs the place is pretty cool. So, yeah.
Gotta like Lala.
Lala is pretty cool. Lala's dropped some real stuff on a certain character in that bar.
I also like how Lala is like the most responsible character in the game.
In the game.
Like not even just there.
Like not even kidding. It's like, goodness. None of the adults in this game are responsible.
You look at Lala and you think the game is going to make a butt of her in every joke. But instead, it's like, nah, this is actually the most respectable character you're going to meet.
I feel like if you were working in a bar dealing with the type of drunks that Lala has to deal with, you just become, like, you ascend to a higher plane of existence. You're just like, I'm so above it all.
You just become unbothered by everything.
Unbothered by everything. And Lala sees you.
Have you finally got enough proficiency to work with Haru?
No, Haru requires godlike proficiency. I didn't realize she was so good at planting.
Remember, it was
above
godlike.
The vegetable game yet?
All right, godlike was just level 4. Level 5 is like transcendental.
Yeah, it's transcendent, I think.
Yeah.
Transcendent.
I'd only get in her way. I should be transcendent before I try.
It's like transcending gods? Okay.
It's a Persona game.
But the top of charisma is just like charismatic.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's actually it's really underwhelming.
After playing Blazblue, I saw one of the characters from Persona 4, and I must ask, are the twins related to her in any way? I'm sure you'd know who I'm talking about.
That character, if you're talking about Elizabeth,
yep,
she is actually Persona 3.
Wow.
Yes. And she is awesome. But yeah, they are, she's cool. Elizabeth is cool. She is slightly homicidal. But that's extremely cool.
You kind of get that vibe.
Yeah. She is definitely leaning towards murder. But only to make you stronger. You have to bleed for strength. But yes, they are all
taken
related.
To the extreme, huh?
Oh, man.
I mean, Caroline seems like a toned down version of that.
Let's just say Elizabeth.
Back to your prison, inmate. Wait, I was willingly going to the place. What? She kicks you in.
But see that, you find out what's going on with that, and it's just like, whatever. No, like, Elizabeth. Oh, I'll put it this way. Elizabeth challenges you to surpass God so that you will be capable enough to fight her.
Dang.
Wait,
for fun.
Can you actually fight her?
Oh, yeah. That's why she's in the game. Elizabeth is the strongest boss of that game.
Is she stronger than...
she's stronger than God. Like, she's stronger than the God you fight at the end of that game.
Dang.
But isn't she still serving Igor?
Yeah, but it's more like she just kind of likes her job.
Oh.
It's the job.
She absolutely doesn't need to.
No, yeah, she doesn't need to do anything, but she enjoys it. You know, she likes making the person with the wild card stronger, aka the fool persona. Like she likes that, and she's really dedicated to her work. But she also just kind of wants a challenge. And when I say she is godlike.
Yeah, Dachi's really fun in Blazblue too.
Yeah, Dachi's cool. Does he say anything about cabbages?
No. Does he have a lot of cabbage lines?
He has a lot of cabbage lines. That man loves cabbages.
He likes cabbage?
Yeah, you'll just be hanging out with the Dachi and he'll just be like, dude, oh man, I could go for a cabbage right now.
I had a feeling that
what?
I've had a feeling that Adachi is the type of character that you actually just hang out with before he becomes a villain at the end or something.
Like, dude, Adachi is just a dude. He's working with you. He's working with your uncle in the game, but he's just like a bumbling idiot. That's just he's the type of dude to fall like face forward into money and success just by existing. You know, good people. Good people.
Are we talking about the same dude?
What? Are you referring to because of how his persona looks, maybe?
Well, I mean, like in the game, he's not like he seems like a relatable person, but he's very much portrayed like a villain.
Oh well, you know. But I'll just say this: Persona 4.
He's like what Akechi was supposed to be.
Nah, Akechi is lame.
Well, he is lame, but I'm like, this is kind of what I was thinking Akechi was supposed to be.
Nah, Akechi is a failure in every way. I'll just say Adachi represents what's cool about Persona 4. I'm actually kind of, it's one of those like, y'all weren't going to play it, so it doesn't matter. But it's cool enough that I don't even want to say, I don't want anyone listening to it to not play Persona 4.
You explaining it kind of makes me want to play it.
Yeah, no, it's the theme of Persona 4 is reach out to the truth, and the game means that literally. And if you don't, well, everyone dies. So, you might want to reach out for the truth.
Doesn't that happen in every Persona game, though?
No, not like it does in 4.
Everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
I thought like the ending to Persona games were you get mind controlled, all your friends die, and then the good ending. That's what it is, right? That's what most of them are.
Well, that's Shin Megami Tensei games. Except when your friends die is because you kill them yourself. Because they vaguely disagree with you. It's like, it's not even like they don't disagree with you that much. It's just you have to kill them because that's the game. It's like if you went to the drive-thru and it's like, well, I want fries, and the other guy's like, I want onion rings. You have to pull out your gun and shoot him. Even daring to want onion rings. You cannot do both. Nor can you just say fries this time, onion rings next time. No, you have to kill him.
You can't get those. They got breaded fries.
Yeah, y'all disagreed. You have to kill him. The price for your fries is the blood of your friends.
Dang.
That's the message of Shin Megami Tensei. But in Persona, no, like Personas, I'll say this. There's only one way to get the ending of Persona 3. And then you can like get a super cool version of that ending by doing everything, right? Same thing with 5. There's one scene with 5 where it does some stuff that could be like a bad end, but it's also so obvious that you would never run into it.
If you romance Futaba, you get the bad end.
You should. The bad ending should be prison, but
you saved the world. You saved Tokyo, and then And
go
then
to
the
jail.
cops just come.
Yeah, they're like, dude, Sojiro's like, man, look, I tried to turn a blind eye. You went
I
too
didn't
far,
mind you
bro.
being a phantom thief, but now,
Yeah, but now, whew, I don't.
also,
man.
you didn't make enough coffee with me.
Oh goodness! I
You
let
should
you
have
into
made
my
more coffee.
abode. I fed you. I clothed you. And this is how you
I
repay me.
taught you how to make curry.
Oh, good.
By the way, curry is delicious, and I recommend it.
Curry is amazing. I might make some curry tonight.
All right.
But yeah.
Blazblue.
Blazblue was great.
It was
fighting.
good. Yeah.
Air
It's
combos.
crazy.
Yeah.
You can bring your other person in, and you can have 2 characters on screen at once, fighting 2 other characters on screen at once.
Way more left-right mix-ups than you're used to in anything.
Way more a lot of everything than anything. Not for
Why
people.
are overheads so fast?
Because
all ultimates
everything
are
is
overheads.
fast. The overhead was slow. You would just air combo people. Like, people would try to do overheads, and you would just counter overheads with raw supers. Like, it'd be crazy.
Considering the first combo I came up with was like an infinite, and then the second combo I came up with was like a 15-hit air combo.
Yep.
Yeah. And they weren't even hard. It was just A, jump, A.
That's it.
You just keep pressing.
And they just yeah, so you need your fast overhead. You need it.
I didn't think about people just getting hit out of it and destroyed.
Oh yeah, like I mean, even in a game like Third Strike, the universal overhead, sometimes people just reversal you out of the overhead because in that short hop animation, you have enough time to do something. But it's tricky. You can trade. But in a game like that, oh man,
you just get partner comboed and die. You also build gauge like stupid fast in this game. You never don't have gauge.
Nah, because everything needs meter. So meter just
the only time you don't have gauge in this game is when you just used it. That's the only time.
That's it. And you feel so vulnerable in that moment if you will.
It's like, I can't use 3 supers in a row? No, you can only use 2 supers in a row.
That's not enough. It's not enough.
Where's my third?
Oh, goodness. Okay, very fast end of podcast story. I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as a kid in the arcade. And I got beat by this one guy, and I was like, oh, sad. And so I stood to the side and watched. Because that's what you do when you're a broke kid with no money. You just watch better people play. And as I was watching this guy play, the next dude that came up was this...
Mop the floor with him?
He didn't just... Like, I've never seen a guy go from being so cocky when he beat me to being totally afraid and paralyzed. Because this dude just bum rushed him. Like, immediately lost his first character. Like, immediately lost his first character. His second character was half dead before he was able to switch him out. And it was just like this moment where this dude's sweating over the keyboard, and the older guy that came over to play after I got off, he was just sitting there all calm and relaxed.
And
playing the game.
Just playing the game. This dude's sweating. And it got to this final clash where the guy who beat me was using Cable. And Cable has a super called Hyper Viper Beam. He pulls out a giant energy cannon, he shoots it. And if you smash the buttons, it does extra damage. The thing is, there's a trick and glitch in Hyper Viper Beam, and how it works is that
when you wiggle the button around.
Well, absolutely. But also, it's a super that can combo into itself.
What?
Yes. So if you have enough meter, you can just repeatedly Hyper Viper Beam until the other team dies. And they can't get out of it. You just keep doing it. And so he caught this guy with the Hyper Viper Beam, right? And he had 4 bars of meter.
So it was enough to just keep doing it.
It was enough to just keep doing it. So he just Hyper Viper Beam, killed the first character. Hyper Viper Beam, Hyper Viper Beam, killed the second character. And then, like, there was this last moment where he was on his final Hyper Viper Beam, and he noticed that he didn't have any meter. And so the Hyper Viper beam is going on. Like, he's smashing the buttons for extra damage, but he knows it's not going to be enough to kill this guy's final character. And I just noticed the older man standing there. He just starts to smirk. And as soon as the Hyper Viper beam finished, like touch of death annihilation. You just saw the dude getting carried into the sky by Magneto. He was just carried into the air.
He just kept going up.
just going up into the sky. Just carried above you couldn't even see the floor of the stage anymore. And just murdered him. KO.
Dang, why Magneto out of all the characters?
And then if anyone's gonna have you just flying,
it would be Magneto. But it's just like, bruh.
And then as the guy ran away because he was mad, the older dude turned to me and he was like, "Hey man, you want to play? I gotta go." And I got his game. Oh, it was great. He walked off. I never saw him again. It was awesome. Oh man, I remember.
Wait, did you win?
No, I didn't win. I lost. But when he won and he made the other guy run off, he let me take over his game. Because in the old school arcades, if you win, you get to keep playing.
Right. Yeah.
How are you going to get free kills on half of his team and still lose?
Still lose, man. He didn't have enough Hyper Viper beams. He just didn't have enough.
2/3 of his team, actually.
Hyper Viper team.
Hyper Viper beam.
Hyper Viper beam.
Hyper Viper beam. This guy, he was just praying like, "Oh my God, can I kill him before I run out?" And he came short. He got carried into the sky.
Hilarious.
Just ding, ding, magnetic flux beam.
I'd imagine he wasn't at a disadvantage after finishing the Hyper Viper beam, though. So how did he just die?
Because
so
I think,
fast?
well, it's Magneto versus Cable, and that Magneto wins that matchup. And he was like, you put your everything into an attack and you're just done. Like that was him. That was it. That was all he had. When that last Hyper Viper beam, he was already defeated in his mind. There was nothing left but to get taken into the sky by Magneto.
Unless you think hope can save you.
No. His hope was in the air along with his character. Just, oh goodness, man. Oh.
Okay. And that's all the time we got. Thank you for tuning in to Triple Fist Bump. And with that, Triple Fist Bump out.
Hyper Viper beam.
Hyper Viper beam.
Hyper Viper beam.